Hey guys, it is Thursday, and today we are going to be talking about preparing your script for inflection, operative words, and memorization. So, let's get started. First, let's talk about operative words. So, what is an operative word? Basically, an operative word is the most important word in a sentence that's often stressed by actors or actresses. Each word of the sentence can be the operative word and could change the intent of the line. So, point being, like if you look at the example that I have here, you are the man. If you say that line, each time changing the operative word, it's going to change how the line is said. You are the man. You are the man. You are the man. You are the man. So each time we said that, it changed the intent. So let's look at this. When I stressed you, I was using to accuse as my intent. You are the man. Are, I'm trying to convince. You are the man. The, to enlighten. You are the man. And then, of course, man, to encourage. You are the man. So, how about you? Did you see it differently? How about you head on over to the discussion question and talk about how you could see this line being broken down differently? All right, we are back. And hopefully you kind of figured out how operative words work in a script. Now, again, my document camera is not working, so I can't show you, but operative words are fairly simple. Basically, all you've got to do is go into your script and look at each line and find each line's operative word that you feel is the important word in that. And if you don't know, try different words to see which one sounds the best. But you should know because you've already put your intent in there. So the intent is what's going to drive that operative word. But again, if you see that the word that you've chosen doesn't go with the intent, maybe you need to change the intent. So, once you've figured out which word in each sentence is the operative word, just circle it. So that way you know that's your operative word. And you should do that all the way down. Okay, now let's talk about inflection. Inflection is all about the pitch and intonation of your voice when saying the line, particularly at the end of a sentence, but not necessarily. So, what I typically use is I use arrows at the end of my sentences or wherever I feel like inflection is changing. So, I use an up arrow if the inflection goes up, and I use a down arrow if the inflection goes down, and I use a straight arrow if it stays the same or without inflection. Sometimes when we speak, we don't always end the sentence going up or end the sentence going down. Sometimes we do. It just depends. So, what I want you to do, I did the last one. Now it's your turn. Look at, can I get some help, please? Look at this line. I want you to practice saying it with an up inflection, a down inflection, and a straight inflection. Y'all practice that. Okay, well, hopefully you saw how the inflection alters, again, how you say the line. And sometimes you want to make sure that you have inflection variation. And I know that sounds strange, but you don't want to sound too monotonous when it comes to inflection. A lot of times when people read things, they typically see a period and they go down. They see a question mark and they go up. So people are just kind of ingrained in to do that. But in acting, we don't always speak that way. Sometimes when we're talking, our inflection goes up. And sometimes when we're talking, our inflection stays the same. And sometimes when we're talking, our inflection goes down. It just depends on the intent behind the line. So make sure that when you're looking at your inflection and you have too many down arrows, that's not very, it's not a very wide variation. And what ends up happening is you end up like this. I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you, or I haven't tried to give you as much as I gave Lori. God knows I'm not perfect, because enough angry people in this house told me so tonight. But I am not going to be a doormat for all the frustrations and unhappiness that you or Aunt Kate or anyone else wants to lay at my feet. Notice how every time I said these words, they went down. Now, of course, I wasn't putting a lot of acting into that either, but nobody wants to hear that. It sounds boring. Even if I didn't put in a lot of acting in this next one, if I just changed my inflection, it would sound better. I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you, or that I haven't tried to give you as much as I gave Lori. God knows I'm not perfect, but enough angry people in this house told me so tonight. So notice I went up a couple times just in that short little bit. That changes, and it makes it sound better, right? I mean, obviously, I wasn't doing much acting in either one of those. But because I changed my inflection, it helped make it more real. And that's what you're trying to do. Alrighty. So hopefully you understand inflection. And you put those also on your script. So your final script needs to have your beats, your action words, your operative words circled, and your inflection noted with an up arrow, a down arrow, or a straight arrow. Those are the 4 things that you need to have. All right, so make sure you do that and take a picture of it and submit it for your grade. Now we're going to talk about memorization. Okay, so memorization is something that there's no big secret. It's all about repetition. Anything that you need ingrained in you, whether it's mentally or physically, it's all about repetition. Now, sometimes people are better at memorizing when they're moving. So while they're doing their blocking or their stage movement, it's helping them to remember what their lines are. But when you're doing a monologue, especially, you don't have a lot of movement. You're not doing a lot. So you really have to focus on trying to memorize it without the movement. And the best way to do that is through repetition. So this is how I do it. And again, some people are different. If your other theater teachers have a different way that they want to share, great. But this is how I do it. When I memorize, I start with the first line. I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. And I'm going to say that line as many times as I have to not look at it. I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. And then once I feel like I'm good, I go to the second line. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you. And then I tack the 2 together. I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you. I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you. And I'm going to say it multiple times until I feel comfortable that I know those 2 lines. Then I'm going to tack the third on, and I'm going to say the third line. Or that I haven't tried to give you as much as I gave Lori. Or that I haven't tried to give you as much as I gave Lori. I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you or that I haven't tried to give you as much as I gave Lori. I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you or that I haven't tried to give you as much as I gave Lori. You say it as many times as you need to say it so that you know those lines, and then you add the next line, but you always start back at the top. Because by the time you finish, by the time you get down to the end, you're saying that entire monologue through memory. And then it's just about continuing to say that monologue. Say it in the shower. Say it while you're doing dishes. Say it while you're making your bed or getting dressed in the morning, or say it when you're walking to school or whatever. Keep saying it and saying it and saying it. Don't just memorize it and put it down, because then you'll forget it. There's a short-term memory and a long-term memory. If you put it in your short-term memory, it'll stay there for a day or two, but if you don't access it, it'll go away. The only way to get something into your long-term memory is to continue to say it and use it and use it and use it and use it until it becomes second nature. And that's what you're trying to do. Okay, so hopefully this helped. I know you guys are all going to do amazing. I can't wait to see what you guys do. And I hope this has helped you build your toolbox to become a better actor. All right, well, y'all go do your work. Bye.